Yeah, definitely. Insanely better. Wonder what's happening.
All right. I didn't put on headphones. I just put them on right now.
Oh, sweet. Okay. All right, ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's just start it off. Simply, you got
Let's do
intro?
it.
Simply intro.
All
Go.
right. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the rundown with myself, Simply, and ALTInsider, and we are getting the scoop right now with LilKirbs and iiPK in the house. And we're talking about Super Mario Maker 2. As I'm sure you can guess now, the first thing that happened is yesterday there was a big meeting. Alt, can you tell me a little bit about what was going on there?
I guess I should ask you because my advice for anyone was don't have kids because it makes you have kind of less important things to do, like do stuff with your kids. But I couldn't be at the meeting, so I guess I should ask. I guess LilKirbs, you were there. Can you give us a quick rundown of what was talked about?
Basically, we just talked about the format in general, the length of the league, and how we kind of want it a little bit shorter, something like that. The format, we don't necessarily like the endless mode.
Mm-hmm.
We're more about playing the same exact levels, so having like an even playing field for everyone. And then I believe we also mentioned the versus mode, which wouldn't exactly work too well because of like Nintendo's garbage servers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
a lot of good things being said, a lot of good ideas.
So I want to know from you said the magic word of the I'm kind of hardcore. I like this. Obviously, I'm not a player. I'm just a watcher, commentator, blah blah blah. For me, the part that's cool about this league is that it is different, right? It's not everyone gets the same levels, and we see who's going to win. I know people say that RNG is a big factor in this league. It has proved not to be true at all, as you can see by the records of the. I don't know how else to say it. I don't want to mean to disrespect anyone else, but the best players are performing the best. I mean, unquestionably, LilKirbs knows better than anyone else. He was 21-0 in terms of races for a long time. So I want to know, first from I guess I'll go to you, LilKirbs again. What do you think is wrong with the current one? What do you think is wrong with the current format? Does it just it's not? You don't feel like it's even though it does seem to be even because the best players are winning. Like what is wrong with the current format? I guess.
I mean, personally, I don't see too many problems with the current format. I actually really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the idea of having both decision-making and having good gameplay as, like, very important factors is super good for me. I feel like if you do get those couple rounds where you get, like, a string of bad levels, it just feels a little bit unfair. But most of the time, you're going to be getting levels based upon your decisions and how you play them. So like I don't see much of a problem with it. It's RNG what levels you get, but overall, on average, you're going to be getting about the same levels as the other person.
Mm-hmm. iiPK, your turn. What do you think about the current format?
I think the current format is pretty good actually. Like LilKirb said, yeah, it's all decision making and how good you play, but I feel like when you put two players that are like equally skilled, it kind of goes down to who gets luckier because both of them are able to one-shot levels, especially like expert mode levels where like those are not too challenging for some people unless it's like a troll level or like a trial and error level. But yeah, I think it's pretty great. But when you're at a certain level, yeah, it is kind of luck based. But other than that, like the better players are gonna win most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's cool. I don't have a problem with it.
That's a pretty fair point. And that's something that I've been thinking about more, and it's become more noticeable is in these big high-stake matches where it's like the top player versus the top player. I've been able to commentate a fair amount of those, and it does seem at times like that is what's going on. You know, they're both able to complete levels without much trouble, but finding those levels is again RNG. So like if you're trying to get the 20-second, 30-second, but you have to skip 5 times and your opponent only has to skip 1 or 2 times throughout the match, it's like a bit of a bop. So thoughts, Alt, what can we do?
I see. So I get what everyone's thinking. Like, remember, I have the recording. When the first time I commented this league, I was like, all right, simply, we're going to see what RNG gives our players. And it was like, I look back now and I laugh because it's just proven to be that RNG is a part of it. But if you play effectively, skip the levels you're supposed to skip, it becomes a skill and strategy game, which is the best part of it. But I guess it seems like this format is gone. My dream of keeping the format with slight changes is done, since most of the players don't want it, and of course their happiness is most important. So what is the next options that are being talked about? I guess I want to know about that from the meeting. Simply maybe you can go over this. I heard that some system of using a different account or something. Can you explain that to people?
Yeah. So, okay, the actual specifics of it, I'm not 100% sure, but it goes something like this. GSA would make maybe 12 accounts, although I think that wouldn't even work out, and I'll explain that later. But GSA makes an account, right? And then we have people on the team or on the association or maybe some volunteers that will go through and like levels that are quote unquote good levels. None of these 3-minute world records, none of these like troll levels, just honest, difficult levels that are around the same difficulty, and you get like 30 together for each match. So you have like GSA 1, GSA 2, and then once the league starts, like on Saturday, you just have the first match go with GSA 1, they go to their profile, and then they both are picking levels from that player's profile, which sounds pretty good. The only thing that I can think of immediately that complicates it a bit is like if everyone knows that GSA 1 is going to be the first match, if you're that first match on Saturday, you can just keep checking GSA 1 because there's obviously going to be some buffer between when the levels are checked and added and when the match is actually done. But I think that out of all the things that were mentioned, that one seems to be like the most reasonable because we could have viewers submit level codes, players submit level codes. Like even if you have some levels that you might be familiar with, I don't know if that would really be the end of the world, but that's one of the ones that came up. Versus mode was also brought up. Versus mode, although kind of got shot down pretty quick because, like LilKirb said, the internet is quite an issue. For whatever reason, Nintendo just cannot figure it out. They can figure everything else out, but when it comes to internet connections, it's just not happening. And obviously, the best thing would be custom-made levels, which I think is perfectly reasonable for like a tournament on the weekend. But for a league where you have to come up with like hundreds of matches every weekend, that's quite a nightmare. Plus, having to have the players like download and go through is a lot of downtime that you're asking from all the players.
All right, so I guess to start with iiPK, what do you think of that first option, the one we use playlist kind of system?
Well, is it levels that currently exist that are just floating out there? Is that what you guys are talking about? Levels that currently exist that you guys would think are great and just like them and have us play it?
That is the idea, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there's some chances that one of the racers already played that level before. Like, I've seen levels come up in the races that I've seen before, so it would probably give an advantage to someone that's already played that level before.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of levels out there, right? So
yeah,
maybe you could check to see like the people that played that level and see that none of the racers are in that list of players that played that course and choose those levels. And yeah, that could work out.
Can you do that?
You can check to see who's played the level and just make sure that none of the racers have played it.
Okay.
So that could work, yeah.
Just to make sure, to my understanding, so simply, I thought part of it would be like, why do you want to choose just good levels though? Don't you want to choose some that might be not so great? Like wow, that's a pretty tough level, but they have a chance to skip, right? Skipping is still a strategy they can choose, right? It's not like you have to do every level you get, right? Simply.
Yeah, I think it would end up being like first to 5 or whatever out of 20 something levels.
Okay, so there would maintain some strategy of, oh wow, look at iiPK chose to do this level and it took him 2 minutes, but LilKirb skipped it right away and then got 5 after that and won, something like that, right? That could still happen, right? Simply.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess LilKirb, what do you think?
I mean, conceptually it sounds amazing, right? You have all these levels that you're going to be playing the same. You have all the same options, so it's an even playing field. But if only there was a way that players wouldn't know like the race beforehand, like what's happening, like with the levels, because part of the challenge is playing these levels blind and not knowing what's going to be ahead next. And that's a lot of the skill that goes into the endless mode, and it's a lot of like the strategy or how you play, like if you're going to play safe, if you're going to be a little bit more risky. But it's almost impossible not to be able to peek at the levels beforehand, which is the only problem with it.
Okay, so you can see like the next level, kind of the title or whatever, give something away, and you say, well, do I want to go to that next one? That kind of thing.
I meant kind of like going to like the race beforehand. Like, let's say you're the last race of the day. You can see all the previous races and see how they played it, and then apply that to your own.
Well, I think though simply there'll be like 12 playlists, right? So every match would have a different playlist, right?
Yeah.
So that situation couldn't happen that LilKirbs was talking about, right?
In theory, yes, but the thing is, like, let's say it's always GSA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. So if you know that you're the 12th match, then your match doesn't even need to be happening yet, and you can just keep refreshing GSA 12 and wait for them to start liking levels, and then you're like, oh, this is for the playlist for the new ones. Like, there's no foolproof way unless we make a new account for every new match to like levels, which I don't know. Like, can you just do that? Can you just keep making new accounts on a Switch and keep liking
Not
levels?
exactly. But I feel like maybe something you could do is like randomize which account you get.
That's what I was gonna
So
say.
you don't know until you like start the race which account you're gonna get.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems easy, right? So match 1, you guys are going on account number 8, and then it's like, oh, okay, then no one can kind of I would hope no one would do that anyway, but I know we have to worry about that. But I think our plays are pretty cool. But I know we have to worry about douchebags out there.
Also, like, make sure like the account number is hidden, so that way like the last group doesn't know, oh, okay, all the other accounts have been played, this is my account. Like, make sure, like, if we're gonna go with that, like, gotta make sure that the account numbers are hidden, that way like the last people don't know their account number 6 if we're gonna randomize it, so refresh it. Yeah,
so it might be worth it, just name it something like a GSA Koopa, GSA Mario, then there's no way to know that kind of
and just constantly change the names or something, so like they don't know, oh, this is the account, like, so they don't know like what account is which.
That's good.
Like,
good
just
stuff to think
constantly
about.
change the name.
Good stuff to think about. Simple, I guess anything else when you talk about the format that's obviously not decided yet? It seems like my dream of Team Keep is gone with these current rules. But anything else to talk about from the meeting, I guess, worth mentioning, hitting on?
Something that I saw that was interesting is people liked points more than wins, which I guess isn't that surprising because, like, as a player, you want to be able to have something to strive for. Like, I know some viewers were having issues with, oh, these people have the same amount of wins, or this guy has one. Like, I think what the situation was that iiPK had one less win, but had more points than Ryukar or something like that.
That was like,
people were like, "What? Why?"
Most popular comment, and for the most popular comment we have is that question right there. Oh yeah, the Ryukar, Ryukar fans, I love you, 100% love you out there, but they watch Ryukar's matches and then they don't watch anything else sometimes. So like they come in and say iiPK is 8-1, but Ryukar's 9-0. How the hell is he second place? And then it goes into a long thing of here's how it works. The point system works like this. But I think they say that is kind of showing a weak point in the point system if it's not understandable at first glance, right? I mean, that's something that it's worth mentioning, worth something to think about, But
you get an extra point for winning your set or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So even see, that says something that iiPK you're not even sure yourself, right? Like it's kind of confusing because we have to make. Here's the problem: we have to make the matches against another player matter. Because if it's just about getting points, there's nothing. LilKirbs is playing iiPK. Let's say whoever gets everyone's just kind of getting points, and okay, iiPK got 3 points, and LilKirbs got 1 point. It's like, who cares? That's why we have to do the match system because it makes the versus matter. But it does make the point system a little difficult.
Is there like a win percentage, like a win ratio percentage you guys could add on to the scoreboard?
Okay, so like wins matter more, I guess, like the number of wins.
Yeah, because like, okay, so how does Ryukar have 9-0 but less points? Like, how's that possible?
Because you are sweeping more than him and getting 4 points when he gets 3 points more. Like so that I mean it makes sense if you think about it, but you do have to think about it a little bit. I get that.
Yeah, so like maybe you could throw in like a win-loss ratio in there, like a win percentage, because I probably have a higher win rate, right? A higher win percentage.
I mean, I see what you're saying. You're talking like matches, like the amount of sweeps you're getting, or something like that.
Yeah, I could probably add that in, so that could like clarify more.
That's true.
Why the points are the way they are.
Good point.
So an additional statistic in there could like help clarify.
Makes sense.
That's a good point. Although even like if you have win percentage, I mean, I guess that would end up you would have a higher win percentage in that case. You'd have to probably. Because I'm thinking like if you win 2 all the time, or if you're winning like 1 all the, actually no, never mind. That doesn't make sense. It checks out. We're good. My brain.
We'll check that out later. Yeah, because really we can't do it any other way, because if we don't have the matches matter, then there's no point to being versus. It's just like, all right, let's watch iiPK play by himself and see how many matches he wins, right? So like, there's kind of no way around that, really. I don't know. LilKirbs, any thoughts on that? When you're sitting in the top first place with 0 losses, so it must be easy for you. But any thoughts on that?
I think, yeah, the thing that iiPK suggested, where if you just have like the percentage of points compared to like the total, like the maximum amount as like the first statistic, as like you're looking at the spreadsheet, I think that'd make it more clear to viewers, like who's actually in the lead.
Okay, that's something to think about. Yeah, because it is a point of confusion for a lot of people, and that's something obviously you want to avoid. You want to be as easy as possible to understand. How about there was some kind of talk, I think, let me look here, to shorten the length of the season, I guess, was a topic of contention there. I kind of agree with that. It does seem like a long season, of course. We do want to have matches that last some kind of, it can't be too short, or there's not enough kind of build up and progression of a season there. So what kind of do you think is a sweet spot for length for you? I guess I'll go to you first, iiPK.
Well, how long was this season? It was 12 weeks, right? So that's 3 months.
Basically, yeah.
Probably like a month and a half, but I think what could fix that is just have like another division in there, so we could like lower the amount of players per pool. So that means more matches played per week, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe have like more pools or more divisions. That way, we get more out of the way per week.
Okay.
And it shortens it overall.
Okay. I'm down with that. LilKirbs, what do you think?
Personally, I kind of like how long it is in total, but I would personally shorten the regular season and replace that with a little bit more of like playoffs, since those are like the most important part of it. So I was thinking maybe do like a double elimination kind of thing, just to extend that a little bit more.
Interesting.
Is that decided yet, Simply, or not? Playoff format?
I'm pretty sure it's all going to be endless for the league, at least.
No, I mean, who's playing who? I mean, is it first place playing 8th place, or is there any kind of?
Oh yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. So it's like, well, actually, it might be. Yeah, that's it. We should know this, but at least like what we've done in the past is that you have the top 8 players go into like a group stage, and then it's like a round robin thing, and then they go out. But then I don't see the point of being like number 1 or number 8 then in that case. So
wait, because then the first place is earning. Well, my idea was quickly shot down by everybody, but I think it's still awesome. I'll ask what you guys think. I think first place you get to choose who they play first round. So LilKirbs, you can choose anyone from 2nd to 8th to choose who you play first round, but no one liked that idea.
Damn.
I just think it's cool because it like adds you are in control of your destiny, right? So you could say, okay, well, I played Trihex and he took me to the game 3, so I don't want to play him. But Cliffy, on the other hand, I swept him, so I'll go Cliffy. Something like, or you could look at clear averages, right? Everything is at your disposal, right? I think that's kind of the beauty of it, but it's not going to happen, so don't worry. But I guess
because like, what if I wanted to play the Beast first, and like that's like a highly anticipated match that people want to see. So like maybe like people that are like keeping up with the bracket just to see that happen, they see it happen already, and they're just like, all right, well, I'm done.
Yeah, that's the downside. But I have an answer for that though. You can only choose from the bottom half of the bracket then, so you could choose 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, or 8. That would stop that from happening, but it's not going to happen. I wish it would happen next time. Just putting that out there. That's putting my opinions out there. But okay, so Simply, let's talk about real quick. Here's the thing, LilKirbs and iiPK, you made that point of having bigger divisions. Right now we have a mix. It's pretty good mix of like influencers are kind of our main players, right? People that have followings, things like that. So better than anybody, iiPK. You play the most multiplayer, I think. The talent out there. I'm not saying you know everything, but is there enough players to fill another division of like, let's say, lesser names, right? Is there like insane skill out there that we don't know? Like that you think there's enough people to fill division? Okay.
Yeah, there's people out there that are like decent at regular Mario, but in multiplayer they're pretty good because like you have PvP and like that kind of stuff like as a factor. So like there's strategy behind it. So yeah, there's definitely people out there that are pretty good. Pretty good at multiplayer.
Like what?
Like I played a bunch of different people already too, like in 1v1 scenarios, and like these people are pretty good.
Yeah. I guess I'm thinking about like in terms of like, let's say we kept not the format like this, but whatever format we decide, it's 15 minutes or whatever, and you got to get as many endless clears as you can. Could we fill another division with people that are awesome or even like way better? Because I mean, I imagine that there's people that are just way better than like can challenge the top, right? 7 clears average. Do you think they're there or no? Like, I want to do another division too, but is there enough people? I guess
for versus?
No, yeah,
or just for this.
For this league,
for
like
endless.
for endless league. Let's say we add a division C of like nobodies. That's not what we call it, obviously. That's not good.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
The nobody.
Because that'd be kind of cool, like influencers and qualifiers or something. That'd be kind of hype, right?
Yeah.
But is there enough people? I guess my question.
How many people are you looking for?
Like if we do qualifier, I guess what my main point is, I would love to have more people playing too, but I'm just worried that there's not enough people because we got a lot of the people that are playing the game that are kind of known for how good they are at the game. Is there enough people there to fill another 12-player division, let's say?
That are known?
That are not known at all.
Oh, that are not known. 12 players that are not known, that are good at expert mode, or just in general at the game.
Could have a chance of beating LilKirbs, iiPK, could challenge you guys. Or is that just a dream, That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to have a division where it's all like, all right, these guys don't have a chance,
I mean, I could think of Japanese players,
Get
as
them in
far
here.
as, like, other people out there. That's hard.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them play.
Yeah. What do you think? You think
them...
we could do that? Like, I think the qualifier, if we did it now, would be pretty hype.
Well, I could think of a couple of people like, like Enviosity, Goose Grabber, Shun. That's already 3 right there.
Yeah. But those are like known guys, I guess. Well, like, because I'm trying to think, like, what I'm saying simply. Like, if we do it, we're doing qualifiers obviously next season, right? I don't know. I'm asking you, Sam, the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. Have it for season 3. You got to have some qualifiers. Open it up to some people. See who can come through and make it to the leagues.
Yeah, I have another guy in mind too, Dimitri. He's been wanting to do something like this, and he's pretty good. So yeah, I don't know about 12, but I'd have to like think about it.
I bet there is. There's got to be. Like, the game is fairly popular. There's a fair amount of good people. But I guess, like you said, if the people are that good, they're probably known.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. Only thing I'm worried about is that.
Yeah.
But okay, so I guess
you guys want like underrated players.
Yeah, like because I want to. Because I think some people that kind of didn't have fun this league, that kind of were at the bottom. Like, I don't know how many players we're going to lose, right? We're surely going to lose some players, right? Simply, some people are just not playing next season, right? Like, that's decided, right? I mean, not everyone's coming around, But we got to fill those spots with people that I want people that can qualify, can challenge the top, But, anyways, moving on. I kind of went too long on that point. Let's talk about Tri-Hick's comments, guys. I'll go to you, LilKirbs. What was it? His comments about, he's saying like he never feels comfortable. 2 comments he made that I want to get your opinion on. He made a big change in terms of his ego. I gotta let the ego go. Can't worry about being entertaining. And then he made a big improvement of performance. He also said that the league is not so fun because you never feel comfortable in this. Like you never feel like, wow, I'm doing well. I want to know your thoughts on that, LilKirbs. What's your experience playing? How do you think it goes when you play?
I mean, most of the time I shoot for like an average. Usually I shoot for 8 or higher. And I mean, if I get around that number, I'm usually satisfied. But, I mean, I'm not too worried about like the RNG aspect. I'm more worried about my decision making. If my decision making is good, I'm happy with my performance. If I play bad though, I'm not going to be as happy, and I'll try to brush that off, go on to the next round. But like, there's not, I don't know. I try to like set aside any kind of like emotion or anything while I'm playing. I'm trying to think logically, what's the best thing for me to do at all times, and that usually helps me, and try to get above 8 or whatever I can do.
iiPK?
Well, about both of his comments that he made, well, for me personally, I've had like a lot of background experience with like competing. I've been competing for many years now, like in Smash and in like, fighting games. I just try to let go of my ego, because like a lot of the times people are like, oh, you're gonna beat this guy, and if it doesn't happen, like a lot of people are gonna tell you things. So like, you gotta let go of that stuff, and you gotta like not let it affect you. So mentality is huge, because if you go in thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat this guy, and then you start doing bad, you're gonna start performing even worse, and then you're not gonna have as much fun. So, yeah, I just try, like Lil Curb said, just try to like be aware of things, I guess, and like just try to play as good as I can. Um, yeah, not let emotions get to you, but also try and put a good show on for everyone that's watching.
Sure. You've been doing a good job. Both of you guys have been popping off this league, quite frankly.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all those first shots and the speed runs, because those are important.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, those are. I
And all
think
the
that.
dev exits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess I think those are the biggest determiner of who's going to win is those first time through clears, right? I mean, next year, well, I don't know if we can do that, unfortunately, because they're going to change the format. But I know Brungle, the guy that made that spreadsheet, he's thinking about tracking that this time, and I think it'd be really interesting to see. The first time clears is really the determiner of who wins. Like I think 99% of the time, whoever gets the most first clears, because people get stuck on this level for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, to get stubborn stuff like that. But I want to ask one thing I'm worried about if we do this multiplayer thing. I think what Super Mario Maker community on Twitch and stuff is very community, right? It's a lot of iiPK. I know you do multiplayer with the Beast, you do multiplayer with all these people, and you go Curbs, you too do community stuff. It's really cool, really friendly, nice thing. I'm just worried, like I don't want GSA to be like that at all, because I think that's kind of dangerous, right? I mean, it's like the point of GSA is to show the competitive side of things. So like, you know what I'm saying? Simply in there, like I want to get away from that community aspect. I think that's why maybe some people don't like.
You want people to feel competitive.
Yeah, yeah. Like I want it to be.
Yeah.
I want iiPK to, when you play Little Curbs, you say I want to beat Little Curbs. It's not like good.
I'm always competitive. I'm always competitive.
Like that's what I think. I'm just worried about not maintaining that next format we do, because I don't want to lose that side of it. Or what's the point of GSA? You know what I'm saying? Simply.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just this was the first season, and so a lot of people came in knowing the format and knowing how Endless works without having raced somebody or seen a bunch of matches. It's easy to assume, okay, well, this is not very serious. This isn't something that really requires that much skill. You're just getting luck. And so I think just the fact that we've gone through this season, we've commentated the way that we have, and we've talked about the things that we've talked about with the players, people understand what we're looking for going into the next season.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think who we're going to see in qualifiers is going to be a more competitive and more hungry set of players than what we saw here in these first two leagues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's the first time we did something like this, and I think it was really, amazing response and everything. It's like a tough balance though to get. Like we have to make it. If it's not like we're playing a professional sport where we can pay you guys $1 million just to play, and then you got to do whatever we say, right? It's not like that. So we have to make it fun for both. Players have to be having fun every week, or it's not like the prize money is not going to change anyone's life. It's great, but it's not going to change anyone's life. So it's not like that. It's just tough, But I wonder what it's going to be like. I mean, next season is going to be huge. We're still got to get through this season, I guess. So I guess we should talk about that a little bit. Simply, is that on the schedule here? Let's see. We can talk about that. I mean, in terms of, I guess I'll ask you guys, Little Curbs, who do you think is your biggest? Who do you not want to play the most? And you're from Division A. Who's always been your biggest? Like, who do you want to play the least?
Definitely the Beast. He's always been like a close competitor to me, even in Mario Maker 1. Like we'd be doing like blind Kaizo races or like Kaizo tournaments or things like that, and we'd always be like so close to each other in terms of skill level, in terms of timing and everything like that. And that's continued throughout this league. Like we've been the top 2 spots the entire time, and we're just fighting each other always.
iiPK, what about you?
I don't know. I want to play everyone. I just want to compete against everyone. I look at my bracket or my division. I'm just like, I want to race everyone. I was really upset at the race last week because I wanted to race. I want to compete. I want to be pushed.
iiPK, you have a good mindset for sure for this kind of thing. No question about that.
Yeah.
That's the way to be. But all right, Simp, any kind of questions to think of to finish this thing out? Any last thoughts or when you get out there to the world?
I guess I just want to gauge how you guys are feeling. We asked the boys on the last podcast, the Beast and Trihex, their thoughts on the longevity of the game. You know, are you going to stick with it until Mario Maker 3, or what's going on? LilKirbs, start with you.
Well, I started Mario Maker 1 the day it came out, and like I kind of not really stopped playing it, but like took it less seriously as like Odyssey came out, and I put like more of a focus on that. But as soon as Mario Maker 2 came out, I've just been grinding the game constantly. So I feel like it's gonna be pretty similar to how the first one went, where I'll be playing for a couple years at least, and then hopefully a third one comes out. We continue.
IPK, I think I know your
IPK?
answer. I think I know your answer, but yeah, what do you think?
I've been playing Mario Maker since, yeah, like Lil Curb said, since it came out, and I've been playing it throughout its whole entire lifespan. And then this game came out, and I was excited. And I'm still not burnt out on it. I love this game, and now I'm on like my 4th account to get top 4 in the world in the versus mode, so that's pretty cool.
That's
And
just insane.
yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on playing it because I love this game, and I don't know. I love it.
Cool. I guess for last question for me would be, what kind of, if we could do something next season that would make it much better for you, but outside of things, you know, because LilKirbs, you said you kind of like this format now, and you know, anything we could do to make it better, better experience for you, what would that be? Even if it's like, you know, a money for every win every week or something. What? Just think crazy. What kind of out of the box ideas, if you have any, what could make it better for you?
I mean,
Go ahead.
Wait, Lil Curbs, go ahead.
no, you can go first.
Okay. I'm actually really happy with this format. I like it because you do have decision making. You have to be aware of everything. Be aware of the clear times. You have to be aware of what kind of level it is. Is there a clear condition? Okay, there's a clear condition. What's the world record? 40 seconds. But it's short, but it has no checkpoint. Is it an auto scroller? Are there thwomps in the way that kind of slow down the pace and kind of force the 40-second clear? Like, there's so many decisions you have to make. So I like it. I like the current format. I'm okay with it.
So if nothing changed, you'd be in for season 3.
2 or 3. Oh, 3, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll be in for season 3. Yeah, I like it.
LilKirbs?
I mean, my dream is just to have like everyone together at once all the time, and we just do like LAN versus with no lag. We just play each other constantly. But obviously that can't really happen. Only at maybe like a live event. But that would be amazing.
That would be cool.
That is the plan. We have GSA Legends coming up, and I think I'm pushing to sample all the different ideas. Like we try out the filter thing. I don't know if you guys saw that with DGR and Ryukar. We try out the liking random levels that already exist. Try out making levels just to like gauge, because I mean, you guys obviously are enjoying Endless, but we want to find something that can suit everybody, because there's some people who are on the fence, some people who definitely don't want to do it again. So
I guess I'm gonna take my shot here because I got this my only soapbox here because I wasn't at the meeting yesterday. I really would question and wish we didn't do the DGR Ryukar method for the season for one-off fun stuff. That's totally cool, but if you do that, our commentating and decision-making ability, our commentating is reduced to, let's see who can do this level the best. Oh, IPK got that jump. Ryukar missed that jump. Let's see what happens next. Oh, they're starting over. Oh, IPK fell there. LilKirbs didn't fall there. There's no decision making at all. That would not be good, people. That would not be good. That would be the part that makes this league special is the decision. You heard IPK say what he was saying. He was explaining the decision making that goes into this thing, and that's what makes it special. That's why this league is different. If we do that format where it's like, let's all do the same levels, it's all even, there's no decision making to be had, that would not be good. It would be take all the specialness out of it and throw it away. So that's my plea to you out there. Don't do that format where it's just to do the same level. That would be very bad. This new system we were talking about, the different accounts, I'm down with that as long as decision making is there. Like this choice to skip the level or not skip the level is there. Maybe the choice to play the level once and then skip it is there. Anything, that's what I want to keep. But go ahead, IPK. What are you gonna say?
I feel like every player has their own special thing. Like, there's probably going to be someone out there that's better than me at said trick, but I will destroy them in said other trick. So if we're playing on the same level and it has that trick they're better than me at, then they have like the advantage.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas like I suck at flying, so like if it's a flying trick level, then I'm screwed.
Yeah. But I would say like it's not as
Yeah.
interesting in terms of like, oh well,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just not as deep. Like there's so much depth there that we have now that if we take it
Yeah.
out, I'll be really disappointed. But simply final words.
Yeah, I think the skipping. I would like the skipping to remain around in some form, like some way to say I'm not going to do this level. You know, if my opponent beats it, cool, that's fine, but I'm good. That's where I'm at.
Little
But
Curves,
yeah,
your final words. Go ahead.
I mean, whatever happens, I like the game. I just like playing it, so I'm cool with that. With whatever.
iiPK, close us out.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'll support it and I'll like be in there. People love the content anyway, so let's do it.
There you go, guys. Playoffs are just about to start. We have one more week left, and I don't know when it's going live. We might be already in there, but yeah. Good luck to you, Little Curbs, iiPK. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of your playing in this season, next season, hopefully for a lot longer than that. But thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you for
Thanks
having
so
us.
much.
Thanks.
Cool.
Peace.